share his creativity with the family.
Yeah, in a
So,
meditative phase, yeah, we can do this together. We can go into meditation as I play this gentle music. And so this is actually an Indian raga. This is Indian classical music. It's called as Rag Bhupali. And for those of you who have any understanding of the ragas, the ancient ragas, it's actually a very difficult raga. The whole of it, Kanishta knows. I am really, as I said, not a musician, but
actually, it is a fundamental raga. It's not that difficult, but
yeah,
it is.
yeah,
I mean, for a new person, of course, everything is difficult. But this is the basic, the fundamental raga that one learns when the person starts learning the classical meditation, classical,
yes,
for
music.
example, yeah, classical music.
Yeah,
So
and so basically, it is a very healing kind of raga, and you will feel it when I play it,
yeah,
and
very serene, very serene.
it helped me heal a lot too. So I'm sure it will help you too.
Yeah.
So
So as
sit
he
back.
plays, yeah, as he plays, maybe we all can center, take this time to center ourselves.
So just sit back, relax.
Thank you for that beautiful piece of music. Everyone liked it? This was his first performance ever. Okay. Thank you for that music. It was
And
very
thank you.
nice.
So now we have a movie, a small 5 minutes video clip about the Brahma Kumaris, which I'm sure you're going to enjoy. Some of you may have watched it in the past. If not, today is the day.
Welcome to the Brahma Kumaris, where a new world is opened up for you. From humble beginnings in India in 1936 to a global organization with over 8,000 centers in 110 countries and 1 million students worldwide. Through their tireless commitment, passionate heart, and determined spirit, the Brahma Kumaris arrived in America in 1974 and have since grown to 35 main centers throughout America. There are also 2 residential retreat centers, Peace Village, located in upstate New York, and Anubhuti, located in Novato, California.
I want to just share a little bit about how the centers of Raj Yoga meditation began in United States. Actually, I was in Caribbean islands and I got invitation from New York that we want to start something about meditation. And it was in 1978 I came here and we rented a very small apartment in Astoria. And from there I found that a lot of people have interest. I realized that there is so much need, and from there onwards then centers started in many other states.
Our centers are safe spaces where you can explore the power of your inner world.
The classes are conducted in many homes, many cities all over across the United States. A lot of people, they learn meditation, they use it, that meditation, at their workplace, in their family, and also I find that children, young adults, because they are so much into like what really is the life about.
The Brahma Kumaris are dedicated to personal and global transformation through the study and spiritual practice of Raj Yoga meditation. And at the heart of our teaching is the belief that the pathway to peace and happiness is to remember our original nature as spiritual beings, connected to the one source. In 1981, the organization received recognition as an international non-governmental organization affiliated with the United Nations and accredited with general consultative status with the Economic and Social Council. From organizing large-scale global initiatives to local community programs, the Brahma Kumaris has a tradition of service in every field that fosters spiritual growth among individuals from all backgrounds, cultures, and walks of life.
I hold on to this vision, the world of love, world of peace and harmony, world which is free from conflict and sorrow. There we can live as brothers, one family, children of common parents, one supreme divine power.
This is your invitation to awaken and join us in creating a world of love, peace, and kindness. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti again.
Om Shanti.
So, as you know, the topic that we're going to discuss today is from Corona to Crown. regaining our self-sovereignty. Yeah. I don't know if some of you probably may know that the name corona, right, in this coronavirus, what does it mean? When you look at the virus under an electron microscope, it has these kind of spicules, yeah, which kind of, what are you doing? Yeah, which give a look, yeah, of a crown. So corona comes from crown, and also, it also means a halo. So when the sun goes into a solar eclipse, then you see the halo around it. That's what corona means. So then we thought that, I know the main chief of the Brahma Kumaris in US has come up with a very nice kind of Hindi word for corona, and that is karuna, right? That the karuna means compassion. And whenever you think of the word corona, transform that into compassion for the world, compassion for coronavirus itself, right? But also we were thinking how this corona word can be translated into an actual crown. Yeah, because in the times today, because of the stress that everybody is going through, the fear, the anxiety, and God knows what will happen, because some people are saying that really life will never be the same ever. Yeah, travel will never be the same. This coronavirus is not going away for a long time, and so on and so forth. So many different stories. The first wave, the second wave, the third wave. I don't know how many things that people are saying. And people are truly getting affected. The businesses are getting affected. Schooling has transformed completely. And so in all of this, we feel as if we are victims. We feel powerless. Yeah, is that something that you feel too? Powerless deep inside? Yeah, so if you think of it, can we regain
Even
our.
before we move into that topic of regaining our self sovereignty, I had a few thoughts, um, thinking about the halo around that virus.
Sure.
I feel that this coronavirus has a very powerful message for
Uh-huh.
all of us.
Yes.
Just like this virus is surrounded by this halo that means light. Similarly,
Yeah.
Similarly, we human beings also have a protective covering. Nowadays, what people are trying to do is they're trying to cover themselves, and yes, of course, for physical protection of physical body, that's needed. Even in hospitals, you see when they are touching the patients, they're all covered in that
Yeah, we call it as protective equipment. Yeah,
protective
personal
equipment.
protective equipment,
Yeah,
PPE.
right. But there is the invisible protection, that is that is that is also there for each one of us. We
Yeah.
cannot see that protective covering.
So in other words, there's a body covering, the body protection, but there's a soul protection too.
Yeah, and that protection, if we concentrate on that, we can really feel the double protection. Not just physical protection, but double protection.
Soul protection and body protection.
Body protection both. And I was thinking that maybe, if we think about what happens during solar eclipse and moon eclipse, what they call, when this earth this moon comes in between sun and earth, and the light of sun is totally blocked, and because of that there is darkness everywhere, right? And it is said that when there is darkness, that is considered to be very inauspicious,
Mm-hmm.
right? It is said that nobody should go out and nobody should look,
Yeah.
things like that. That has been said in ancient scriptures also,
True.
that it is very inauspicious. You all should be inside homes.
Yeah.
And the same.
And there's also a little bit of scientific reason for that too, because they say a lot of ultraviolet rays get created, and it can cause a lot of damage. Sometimes, if you are looking at you think that you can look at the sun, because now, it is easier to see because it's not that bright, but that too can damage the retina and so on and so forth. That's why they probably say that
Yeah.
you stay at home
But
inside
also they said that, when this thing happens, there is lot of negative energy
yeah,
in the environment.
yeah.
And if we think about today's situation, we
Seems like an eclipse.
yeah, it seems like an eclipse because there is so much negative energy that everyone is generating now.
Yeah.
But then it is also said that if you want to really because this is like an omens of eclipse. That is not good.
Yeah.
So if you want to get yourself protected from this omens of eclipse, then it's important to donate something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's what they say.
In Hindi they say de daan to chute grahan.
Yes,
That's
yes.
a phrase that they use.
Yeah.
So that means if you donate something, then you will receive that protection that you're looking for.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Right?
So what do you suggest we should donate?
So I was thinking that this is high time for all of us, because if we see that this is inauspicious, because of this eclipse, what we can do is the best donation is, first of all, we need to see what we can give to ourselves. Because if we are constantly generating that negative energy, that's not going to help. Because it's like fire.
Yeah.
If we are generating fear, anxiety, worry, so it's like we are creating fire and we are burning ourselves in that fire.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like arson. Yeah. Even like here, if I light myself up or this house on fire, it's going to create fire in the entire neighborhood. It's going to spread and other houses are going to
Yeah.
be affected. Or if I go out and create fire in somebody else's house, eventually it's going to affect me too. Yeah, even if the fire doesn't affect me, the smoke can, heat can, and things. Of course, for sure, it's going to affect me. So if I, in a way, it almost seems like this whole universe is so connected, right? We are all so connected. It's like a big pool of energy, and if we keep adding negative energy into the pool,
We are
from which
increasing.
from which we are drawing energy too all the
Right.
time.
Yeah, and we are increasing the intensity of this fire.
Intensity, and we are drawing from that too.
Mm-hmm.
So think of it, it's a well into which we are putting negative energy, of which we're going to draw water out too.
Yeah.
And so we are drawing that negative energy back in us.
Right.
Yeah, and so where will the healing happen?
Yeah, so that's why it's important for all of us to come together and keep adding into this pool of energy our positive energy.
Yeah. So that's a donation of positive energy.
Yeah, so that is what we need to do at this time. I think every one of us, it's our responsibility, being a member of this world family.
Yeah.
Each one of us, I think, is responsible for this, for bringing that harmony, peace, love, and freedom, especially the freedom that everyone is looking for.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to go out of their houses now. Enough is enough,
Yeah.
right? Nobody wants to sit inside their homes.
Locked up, locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so let's
So-
try to create positive energy.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this halo, how we create this halo. So one thing is that, yes, of course, we need to work on our energy. So how we can make this halo maybe effective in such a way that we all create that kind of beautiful world that we all are looking for.
I just
Right.
want to make sure that this is being recorded. I'm not sure. Let me click on record. Record on this computer.
It should say red if it is recording.
So I guess now it will be, but in any case, it's going to Facebook Live
Okay.
anyways.
Yeah.
So-
So,
Yeah,
so,
thank you. Yeah, that.
so I was thinking that, the main, what is the way how we can increase the intensity of this halo?
Yeah.
I feel that the way we can increase the intensity is by working on our thoughts. Because, how we create this halo. This halo gets created by the way we think. If
Yeah.
we change the way we are thinking, then we can really brighten up
Our
this
halo.
our halos,
Yeah.
because this has become really dark now because
Yeah.
of the negative energy. So I feel that it's very important for all of us to check the
What we
way
think.
we are thinking,
What we are
what we are
thinking.
thinking.
Yeah.
If we bring about the change in the way we think, then I think it's it will be very transformative.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how do we go about changing our thoughts, right? That's a big question. So,
Yeah.
if I say right now that I want to think positive, I want to think good things, yeah, although there is crisis out there, I want to create good thoughts.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work either. The energy out there is so overwhelmingly negative.
Mm-hmm.
Every day we hear about so many
Yeah.
deaths and so many things. Then it, for most people, it becomes very difficult.
Yeah. Because the thing is that, we have to see um, the foundation of our thoughts. We create thoughts based on what the information that we receive from outside world. So if we keep hearing the things from the outside world, the negative information, if we are putting in the negative information, then that is what we use to create our thoughts. So it's very important for us to check the quality of information that we are giving to ourselves. So if we bring about the change in the information, so
Hmm.
that's why it's important. Yes, we know that what is happening around us, but if we keep thinking
Yes.
about all the negative things in the world, then we are what the input that we are giving to our mind is all negative.
So
And
the
that
output is
negative,
going to be the
the
negative,
output is going to
and
be
therefore our
negative.
halo
Halo is
uh,
going to
be negative
become
too.
negative. Yeah, it's not going to
In other
brighten
words,
up.
our energy field, right? Our energy field is going to be negative, and if
Yeah.
that's negative, we are feeding the pool of
Mm-hmm.
energy with negativity, and so
Right.
eventually this negative energy is going to come back to us because that's what is feeding us too.
Yeah, so I think one is that we need to check what information we are getting from outside world, and also how we are perceiving different things.
Hmm.
And one thought was coming that it's a very famous um, proverb kind of thing that we use is that every cloud has a silver lining.
Yeah,
So the entire world is actually focused on the dark cloud.
yeah,
But how many of us are really looking at that silver lining?
yeah. We are so conditioned to look at
Mm-hmm.
the dark cloud that we forget to look at the silver lining, and the
Yeah,
silver lining seems too thin
right.
to be even meaningful many
So
times.
this coronavirus is actually, it has come with this powerful message to look around that halo, the
Yeah,
silver line, not the dark cloud.
yeah,
Everyone is so focused on this dark cloud, what's
yeah,
going to happen, and so much fear and negativity and anxiety,
yeah.
they're creating because their attention, their focus is on the dark cloud.
So in other words, we have to change our mindset completely. Our
Exactly.
belief
Our
system.
belief system, the what we are looking at, the focus, most important is focus. It's like, when we go, nowadays nobody is going, but when we go for a vacation or somewhere, we want to see what is far away. Like we use this telescope and see. Sometimes, we
Yeah,
have been
yeah.
to
You
places,
put a quarter in there and then it
yeah,
starts working and you're able to see
see
into
the
the Grand
beauty,
Canyon
yeah,
and
the beauty of
yeah,
the, whatever is there outside there. So similarly, it's very important for us to now focus our vision on that silver lining instead of focusing on the darkness.
and maybe make this as a new pattern of thinking
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of our lives. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is probably the time for maybe coronavirus has come
Mm-hmm.
to teach us that
Right.
to now forever, not just
Mm.
for now, but forever. And it is very possible that a lot of different things may come our ways.
Mm-hmm.
There could be another new virus that could come. There could be, tsunamis. There could be earthquakes.
Mm-hmm.
There could be volcanoes. Who knows what, right? Those tectonic plates, they say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Pacific. I don't know what they call it as, but they say that it is moving all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
recently, I guess Puerto Rico had an earthquake just a few days back. California, Utah has been having earthquakes. So all these things are inevitable. It almost seems like that, right? And because we have misused nature, Mother Nature, way too much, and
Yeah.
things may happen. I'm not saying it will happen, but it looks like it is possible, right?
Mhm.
That it may happen. And so, how can I at all times focus my attention on the silver lining,
Yeah,
on the positive halo?
right.
Yeah,
And
and
if we keep following, I remember the poem that you always share, which path do you want to go?
yeah,
Because these are the two paths, which path do you want to go? You want to go on the dark side or you want to go on the light
yeah,
side?
that's a poem by
Because
Robert Frost.
Robert Frost,
Yeah,
right?
two paths diverge in the
Diverge.
woods. I can't remember the whole one, but one was less trodden, the other one was more, and
Hmm.
I took
The
the
one
one
that
less
is that
less
has
trodden,
less trodden, yeah,
and that's what has made all the difference. And so, in other words, if we want some goodness in our lives, some
hmm
happy moments for our lives in the future, there has to be something we have to do now. There
hmm
has to be a change we have to bring to our lives now. And really speaking, I thank you for reminding me of this poem. Going this route, the happy route, is not a very well trodden route. Yeah,
hmm
the other one, people, the whole masses of people are going down the negative route.
right,
Oh, what will happen? My businesses, my jobs, my this, my
yeah,
that. But if I choose right now to take the less trodden one,
hmm
but clearly this is the right one, more difficult maybe
yeah.
initially.
You need a little bit of courage to step
Yeah,
on that side,
yeah.
but once you enter that route, then
It's very pleasant. It's
it's,
very beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's very
and
beautiful.
it takes us to places where we can only imagine, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
not even imagine. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for sharing that. But I want to go back into this thing about, we are so conditioned in thinking negative. How do we make that shift
Mm-hmm.
into positive thinking?
Yeah. That
I
is
think
very,
that's where this self sovereignty thing, the
yeah.
mastery would come.
Yeah, because see, we know many things that this is not right, this is right, but the thing is that it's just like we can give this example of people know that smoking is not good for health, drinking is not good for health, but still people are not able to quit.
Yeah,
And the reason is lack of willpower.
yeah.
So that means people want to do it, but they're not able to do it because they have become so weak.
Hmm.
So similarly, we want to, maybe many people might want to go to that route, not, they don't want to go into the dark side,
Yeah, they want to be
but
happy, they want to be positive. Yeah,
yeah, but still, because they don't have that energy to go in that direction, and also along with that, I think lack of understanding,
yeah,
ignorance,
yeah,
because we can compare this darkness with ignorance. There
yeah.
is a lot of ignorance. People don't know who they are.
Yes, that's what I was saying the other day when we were going for a walk, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we boil down all the fear of the world, I
Yeah,
think the most important reason for that is ignorance.
exactly.
Yeah, if you're if you really understand how fire works, you won't be afraid of fire.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know how to use it in the best
Yeah.
possible way. Yeah, water can be very scary, but if you know how to tame water, you can create dams, you can create hydroelectric
Mm-hmm.
power plants, you can do so much
Yeah.
with water, and we have in
Mm-hmm.
tamed Mother Nature to some extent,
Right.
though it's an illusion, yeah, but still we have done it. And
Mm-hmm.
so,
So that means
ignorance,
you can extract.
what do you need from
Yeah.
there as if you know it? So,
Mm-hmm.
then you stop having the fear.
Right.
So, similarly, I guess the
Mm-hmm.
fear that we have is because of ignorance. So, what is the real knowledge? I think that's
Mm-hmm.
where we need to get at.
Right.
Yeah.
So this Raj Yoga meditation beautifully explains us the truth, who we are,
The universal truth.
the universal truth, yeah, that we are not what we see, what we what is visible, that is not the reality. But the reality is that we are what we don't see.
Mhm.
So we see this physical body, but really speaking, we are not this physical body.
We are not this whole reality that we have created around us, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are, because the identity that we've created, not just this body, but everything attached to the body, the labels. Yeah, I say I'm my name, I'm my body, I'm my relationships, I'm my roles,
Yeah. Everything is
I'm my
connected to,
profession.
yeah, everything is connected to your physical body.
Yeah, And even the physical body is connected to the physical body, right? The physical
Mm-hmm.
reality. But there is a different dimension of reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
And
that's
that is the metaphysical part of us.
yeah,
That's the being. And we say that we all are human beings.
yeah,
But our main focus is always what is visible, that is the human part, the human body. So that's why we are not able to connect to that being, because first of all we need to have this understanding that we are not this physical body but we are beings. Once we have the understanding, then only we will be able to connect to that being that we are. So
mm,
we need to remind ourselves again and again that my real identity is that I am that being, not this human part.
yeah.
And
These,
that being is what is light that we have been talking about. The light is the being. And when we can also say that we are actually halo beings.
energy.
Energy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is the halo.
yeah,
That is who we are.
yeah,
And that energy is, we say that it is concentrated here, but actually from here it's like it's giving the energy to the entire body.
yeah. Like heard somebody say very beautifully that it's not that the soul exists inside the body exists inside the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Because the energy of the soul
Energy.
is so big
Mm-hmm.
that it encompasses the body. And in fact, truly speaking, if you look at the soul is infinite in its
Mm-hmm.
capacity, unlimited in its potential.
Yeah.
So you can think of soul as soon as you experience yourself as a soul, as
Mm-hmm.
the life force, the energy, you become infinite.
Yeah, and this is why, and this is the reason why we feel that we all are connected,
Yeah.
because everyone's energy is connected. Bodies cannot be connected.
Yeah, because my body ends here,
Yeah.
right? That's so this. So my body ends with this skin. Your body ends with your skin. And like in today's world, they say, oh, personal space,
Mm-hmm.
right? Personal space would be a couple of feet more. Now,
Yeah.
because of the coronavirus, now it is
Mm-hmm.
6 feet, right?
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Right.
Yeah, that's your personal space.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at from the spirit point of view, the
Yeah.
soul point of view, you become infinite.
So, really speaking, we cannot distance the soul. We can do this social distancing, but this social distancing actually is bringing the spirits together.
Yeah.
We are coming closer and closer.
Yeah.
So that is also another message that this virus
Yeah.
is giving to us, that you all beings are really connected to each other.
Yeah.
You need to take care of each other, and that is why in the beginning we were talking about compassion. So we have to be compassionate towards each other, because
Yeah.
we all are connected. We are not separate, we are not isolated, but we all are connected.
Through the metaphysical existence.
Mhm.
Yeah. But people keep talking about I am a body.
Mhm.
I'm the body that I see in the mirror. I'm, when people introduce themselves, they'll say, oh, I am Ramesh, or I am Mark, I am Anthony, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm a New Yorker, yeah, I'm a Christian, yeah, I am an IT professional, yeah, and I am a father of 2 children, yeah, a
Mhm.
grandfather of 4 grandkids, lovely grandkids.
So that is actually, they are talking about the role that they are playing. That is the role.
So what they possess cannot be them, right?
Yeah.
At the end of all this,
Mhm.
it's very important to understand for everyone is that what I say belongs to me. I cannot be that,
Mhm.
right? If a musician says that this violin belongs to me, and if he says he's a violin,
Mhm.
yeah, that means he'll need to be taken to the doctor,
Yeah.
right?
So this is the understanding that we all have to really not just understand but actually practice it.
Yeah, really not at the intellectual level.
Yeah.
First is it's very difficult to even understand at the intellectual level, Kanisha.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You agree?
Mm-hmm.
To understand, because this external reality seems so real, so overwhelmingly
Mhm.
real. Yeah. So how to disconnect from this and try to even understand, or sometimes there is a fear even to try to understand that can there be another dimension. Sometimes
Mhm.
there is a fear to that, fear of the unknown, to want to explore something different. But the truth of the matter is, there is a different dimension. Somebody may be stuck in this room and may think that this room is only a room that exists in the whole universe. Nothing else exists. No windows, no doors, for example. And the day you release that person from the door, you take them out to the garden, you help them see the trees and leaves and other houses and other people. They're like, wow, I was missing all this, and I thought that's my
Yeah.
universe, that's my reality.
Yeah. So that curiosity, attitude of curiosity has to be there.
Yeah.
Unless if you have this curiosity, you won't be able to reach, you won't be able to find anything new.
Yeah, so let's say you have this curiosity, and so now let's work on helping these people, whoever has joined, to really dive into that other dimension.
Yeah.
So let's help them break this down, almost like onion peel or some sort of deep peeling exercise, that all these
Yeah.
different identities
So maybe
are
why
not
don't you take us into that experience which you do very beautifully?
Is
Get
everybody ready for that? Shall we do it for a little bit? So wherever you are, just sit and relax for a moment. Yeah, stop doing what you were doing for just a few minutes. If you're doing something which is kind of very important, make sure that you're safe too. Yeah. So if you're driving or something while you're listening, then you can stop over and so be safe, please. So just for a little bit, see, everything that you see in this physical world is something that belongs to you. And I'll give you a couple of minutes to reflect on this statement. That was something that you acquired. And as I'm looking here in this room, this sofa, these chairs, yeah, these pictures that we have on the wall, this Casio, this screen, this computer. For me, I would say my relationship to you, I acquired you, right? Yeah. You acquired me, yeah. So that relationship is something that belongs to me, yeah, just like these things. Even as I was born, actually, I was born nameless. Yeah, were you not born nameless? And then somebody gave you a name, somebody assigned a gender to you, then somebody told you how that particular gender should behave, what clothes that gender should wear, and so on and so forth. And then you were told about your religion. Yeah, that is something that you acquired, right? The religion, the nationality, the family values. Yeah. Then the education that you got, the information that you started to consume as you grew a little bit older. Yeah. More and more relationships, the profession that you chose. See, that is something you acquired over time. And then the house that you built with your new income, the car, and all the other possessions, everything was acquired. So what you've acquired cannot be you. It's so fundamental, right? It took me quite a while to understand too, if you remember 20 years back, this whole thing to kind of allow that to sink in, really. It's so simple. So not easy. Yeah, not easy, but very simple. Everything that belongs to me, everything that I've acquired, even all the thoughts that I create, even all the beliefs that I have over time developed, all my understandings based on what society has taught me, all this is acquired. Somebody has told me all this. My personality also, yeah, my habits, my attitudes, yeah, maybe I look at a certain group of people, yeah, and I may have some prejudices against them, or I may have more inclination towards a certain other group of people, yeah. or whatever, yeah, likes and dislikes, all these are acquired. So they cannot be me. So I invite you for a little bit to try to dissociate you from all that you have acquired. Who is this you? Who is that entity that is saying that all these are mine, that they belong to me? Yeah? And that's you. That's who you really are. The energy, the life force, the soul, the spirit.
So let's take this moment to experience that
Yeah,
energy, right?
that's what I was taking them through.
Yeah.
That you're just a soul. A point of energy. Consciousness, if you will. And none of these things, absolutely none of these things that you've acquired and now you have identified yourself with. Because if you see, coronavirus or any of these things can affect all our belongings, but cannot affect who we are really. Because if you see, who you are is energy, and energy is eternal. Energy is indestructible. You existed yesterday. You existed today, till this moment. You're existing now. And you'll continue to exist tomorrow. Whether you have these belongings or not, all these acquired things get taken away from you, you still will exist. Suddenly there shifts the energy so beautifully. The fear begins to go away. I'm not the car, I'm not the house, I'm not the role, I'm not the profession. I don't have to fight for these. I don't have to defend these. I don't have to prove these to anyone, because I'm none of these. And I'm just energy. Pure, pure energy. End of the story, really. Yeah. So that really helps us become self-sovereigns, right?
Yeah.
That changes the relationship between me and what I have acquired. Because what I have acquired, I can de-acquire, I can let it go, and I can acquire it again. So far, what I've acquired, because of forgetting who I am, have started to become my masters, controlling me, controlling my peace, my happiness. Once I begin to understand that I am the one who has acquired them, I can always acquire them again if needed. They don't control me, I begin to control them. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so um, see, we need to be aware of our position where we are sitting.
Mm.
It's like if somebody acquires a position, then he has that authority.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be able to say something and get the things done.
Mm-hmm.
So similarly, if I remember that I am that master, I am a king, I am the one who has full control over what I hear, what I see, what I speak, what I think.
Mm-hmm.
If I am aware that all these is under my control, then I am a real king. Otherwise, I am a slave. If all these physical senses are controlling me, that means I
All the
am,
things that I've acquired are controlling me.
yeah,
Even this body is something I've acquired.
right.
Yeah. Mm. So body, these senses, these
Mm-hmm.
ears and eyes, and all these I've acquired, and they have begun to control me. So
Yeah, so there is there are gross senses that we can see, we can hear, we can, they're visible. And then there are also there are subtle senses like our own mind. We
yeah,
cannot see,
yeah,
but we know that it is there
yes,
because we are thinking and thinking and thinking. So we have the power to have control over these thoughts that we generate continuously.
that's why you like to say think before you think.
Yeah, I always like that.
Yeah,
Whatever you're thinking, is it worth thinking? You need to check that. Because whatever you're going to think, that's what you're going to speak and do.
yeah. And then what you do becomes your attitude, and your
Mhm.
attitude then becomes your reality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because that creates your personality, and
yeah,
then you
yeah.
keep doing things in that
Yeah,
particular
your
way.
belief pattern then
Hmm.
creates your change in behavior, change in attitude, and eventually you begin to manifest that as your reality.
Yeah.
So if I create negative thoughts inside myself all the time, I
Hmm.
allow the mind to be the master of me. Master says, this new master of mine says,
Hmm.
I want to think negative. I want to go with the flow of the world's negativity.
Hmm.
And if I'm not strong enough, then I'll allow that to happen. I'll create a negative world around
Hmm.
me. My reality will change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's up to me how I can train my all these senses. It's up to me. If I am a good king, I will have that power to have full control over these. What are the qualities of a good king,
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to hear from
right?
you.
When we think about a king, we can say that a king is powerful, can be considered to be powerful only if whatever he is saying is heard by everyone.
Yeah.
So if the ministers and if the subjects are not listening, whatever the king is telling them, that means the king is not powerful enough.
Could it be that the king has forgotten that he is a king?
Yeah, so that comes first actually. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. Yeah, the first thing is that we need to remember that we are masters. And that's actually the main problem why we all are now going towards that darkness, because we have completely forgotten that our real identity is that we are souls and that we are kings.
Total amnesia
That is
of
spiritual amnesia. We have totally forgotten our spiritual reality,
that we're masters,
that we are
that we're
masters.
sovereigns,
Yes, we are sovereigns,
kings, we're
kings.
powerful kings.
So we need to remember this. We need to remind ourselves again and again. It's like creating that thought pattern, you know, that I am this. Just like, little child is trained, that you are a boy, your name is this,
Yeah, repeated thoughts.
repeated thoughts, and
Yeah,
then.
that are transmitted to the person in the form of words and
Mhm.
and other actions, then becomes that child's belief system.
Exactly. So this is how we need to change our belief system,
Mm.
that I am a master. I am a master. I have full control over my senses. I have full control over my own mind. My mind cannot think anything.
That I don't want it to think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Usually
I
mind
don't want it to go
wanders.
to places where I don't want it to go.
Yeah, usually people, most of the times when people come to learn meditation, that is what they say. My mind wanders here and there, and it is so hard to have control over my mind.
Yeah.
Right? That is one of the things that they want to get rid of. They
Yeah, the
want their
wandering mind.
wandering mind. They want to bring the mind. So we need to tame our mind. We need to really, even not tame. We can say that we need to create a lovely relationship with
Yeah.
our mind, our own mind, because mind is always with us.
Yeah.
Just like this body is with us,
Yeah.
mind is also with us.
So we have to create a really good relationship.
With
Yeah.
our own mind. When
Yeah.
people talk about caring for the self, usually they relate that with the physical body. Take care of yourself. So they talk about exercise, they talk about the diet, they talk about sleep. So all these three things they talk about the physical body. But we need to do the same things with our own mind also.
Yeah.
Mind also needs exercise. Mind also needs rest.
Yeah.
Mind also needs proper nutrition. So this is how we can, if we give our own mind adequate rest, right food and right exercise, then mind will definitely cooperate with us.
So tell us, what do you mean by good nutrition to the mind?
Yeah, so good nutrition, we can say that good nutrition means healthy thoughts, just like I am a master. Reminding our own mind, reminding the self that I am a master, I am a master. I am a powerful soul, I am a peaceful soul, I am a loving soul. So these are the thoughts which kind of create a very calming environment inside our mind, and mind loves these thoughts.
It allows it to heal then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and when we look at all these negative thoughts or waste thoughts, for example, waste thoughts would be almost like, the past thoughts would be like eating food that has been sitting in the fridge for months, months or years. It's definitely going to make us sick. Or when we like to gossip, that would be like all these fried stuff,
Yeah.
French fries, or or negative would be like toxins, drinking poison, rat poison, for example. It's going to
Yeah.
definitely kill you.
Right.
So this negativity, that's what I was feeling in so many years of working, constantly. The environment becomes, you get sucked into the environment and you begin to feel that as the reality. Yeah, more publications, more this, more power, more, and it's like this flow where it's very difficult to resist that flow, and you start flowing with it, and that becomes your reality. And then slowly it begins to eat you away. You begin to realize that.
And you're going away and away from reality, from
Yeah.
who you are.
Yeah. And you remember how late in the night I would sit and trying to write papers, and so many things, and the toxicity was so much.
Yeah.
And
So this is actually the real self-care, that we need to see what we are putting in our
Yeah.
own mind. So that is the real self-care that we all have to do. And this is such a nice time that we all have,
Yeah.
we have got this time so that we can really go inside and
Yeah.
check. Nowadays people are really, because they don't have to go anywhere, they are doing all sorts of cleaning in their homes,
yeah.
right?
How about
Yeah.
cleaning the mind?
Cleaning the mind, that's the most important.
Yeah.
So that's why it's
Inner cleaning.
this
yeah.
is the time for everyone to really come and go within and learn meditation.
Yeah, so congratulations for all those who have joined. Yeah,
Mhm.
there are some of the faces are we have seen them before so many times, and so welcome to those who have come, in the past, and but also a very warm welcome to those who have come for the first time, because they are truly interested in
Yeah.
inner cleaning, I guess, right?
Right.
But I guess now for them, the questions would come: where do I get the right detergent for cleaning my mind? Where do I get the right vacuum cleaner, to catch hold of the dust?
Yeah, because you really need certain tools before
Yeah.
you start cleaning.
Yeah, a duster, a mopper, some detergent, some some virucidal wipes, and all that. You need all that, but all this is this understanding of Raj Yoga meditation, the body of knowledge, right? That we go through. If you're interested, we can take you through the entire course, which is all free of cost.
Yeah. We can
Yeah.
talk about that maybe at
Yeah,
the end of the session.
But that's what has helped us, right? And that we realize that not only is that we have to connect with the self, but that inner cleaning has to happen at a very deep level,
Yeah.
because we have
Because-
already
Yeah, because there's so many things that we keep storing.
yeah
And sometimes even without our own knowledge, it happens, we keep something somewhere and then we totally forget.
yeah
And then when we start the cleaning process, maybe someday, and then all of a sudden we find that.
yeah
And sometimes if that is a very precious thing, we become so happy.
yeah yeah
I have been thinking, I have been searching for this.
yeah
and
like this music.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
this,
it was somewhere stored. Yeah.
Yeah, and this time gave you the opportunity to just tune into this music and
Yeah,
come up with such a beautiful piece of music for
yeah,
all of us to enjoy.
yeah,
So this is what happens when you visit your own inner mind, inner home, and you start cleaning up, and then you see so many treasures, and you yourself will be surprised. Wow, this is, I never thought about it. And I was thinking that it is not about just the silver lining, but the deeper you go, there is actually gold mine,
yeah.
not just silver. You just say like that,
Or maybe
but
diamonds and pearls.
diamonds, pearls, and gold, and whatnot. You yourself will be surprised. And this is what happens once you start this journey of meditation. Deeper you go, it's like going down the ocean, under the ocean, and getting real pearls. So this journey is really beautiful.
Mhm.
So we need to remember who we are, and also we have to make that connection with the divine energy as well.
Mm.
That's another step, because we are not able to hold on to our own energy. We need a source with which, when we connect, we are able to continuously draw that energy, because our resource is limited. We are not able to generate that much. But if we connect to the divine source, divine energy, then we are kind of very free, very, we are naturally happy, because we consider that the understanding that we get here in Raj Yoga meditation is that that supreme light is the ocean of peace, ocean of love, ocean of happiness. So once we connect to that ocean, we are
Full.
full. We don't want
Yeah,
anything. We are, because there is that emptiness inside. That's why people are people are in people are in darkness,
yeah,
because of that emptiness.
yeah. Because sometimes, some people say there are enough resources out there for us to use, but we have to learn to be resourceful, right? That's what we hear from people.
Mm-hmm.
But also, um, I totally agree with that. But at the physical level, there is limitation to resources for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and how much ever resourceful you try to be, unless you step out of this physical reality into the spiritual dimension of your existence,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and to be able to connect to the ultimate source of all energy, it's very difficult to experience that kind of
Mm-hmm.
abundance in resources, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this connection, and we can do that now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that just for
Yeah.
a little bit we can experience how I, the soul,
Mm-hmm.
am connecting to the highest source of energy. And but before we do that, I was just
Mm-hmm.
thinking that maybe we also take them into the understanding of cultivating a relationship with the divine,
Mm-hmm.
a very meaningful, very one-on-one, very personal connection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that you can pick up the phone and call God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so hey God, hey Supreme Soul, hey Supreme Energy, hey highest energy, however you want to say that,
Mm-hmm.
but creating that personal communication with God,
Yeah.
personal relationship.
Yeah, so even before we go into that personal relationship, it's important to know who God is. Unless we know mm, the right introduction,
Hmm.
who God is, just like I didn't know who I was, who I am,
Yeah,
until I came to this organization. I was totally unaware of my real identity. But once I realized, once I understood, once I came to know that this is who I am, I was able to relate to my true self, and I was able to establish that relationship with myself.
so knowledge is power.
So knowledge, definitely. Without knowledge, nothing is, and knowledge is power, and knowledge is income as well.
Hmm.
You earn so much. Every moment you earn, every moment you become happy. So that is, you are earning.
Happiness is a good earning, yeah, yeah, in
right?
itself. But take
Yeah.
us now into this understanding of God, who God is.
Yeah, so if we now we know who I am a point of light. I am that energy. So just like a physical child resembles his physical father, similarly I the soul, I also resemble my supreme father. So he is my father. So just like I am light, he is also light.
Mm-hmm.
It is said God is light.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want to create a relationship and I want to experience God's energy, I have to tune my frequency to his frequency.
Mm-hmm.
If I continue to remember that I am this physical body,
And all the labels that we talked about.
yeah, so I won't be able to connect with him because his identity is not related to anything physical.
Mm-hmm.
He is completely beyond this physical world.
Mm-hmm.
his his dimension is completely different.
The spiritual
Spiritual
dimension.
dimension. So I need to come out of this physical dimension and I have to step into that spiritual dimension before I make that beautiful connection and I experience his energy.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, shall we do that
Yeah,
now?
sure, we can do that now.
Yeah, I feel the pull to
Mm-hmm.
go there.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like some music in the
Yeah,
background?
sure, we can play some music, gentle music, and we all can take this moment to just relax. And first remember who we are. Very gently draw your attention inwards and imagine a circle of light at the center of your forehead. Tiny circle of light, very tiny. Focus your attention on this circle of point of light. And say to yourself in your mind, I am a being of light. Concentrated form of energy. I have acquired so many different labels in my life, and I have totally ignored this little point of light. This light energy who is driving my physical body. Take this moment to acknowledge and appreciate this energy that you are. And as you begin to appreciate your energy, the circle of light is expanding covering your head and your whole body. And you begin to feel very light. Your mind is very light. Your body is very light. And now you are able to tune into that supreme light, light of God. The ocean of light. Take this moment to absorb His beautiful light that is filled with love, peace, positivity, purity, happiness. And as you begin to receive this powerful light, your light begins to brighten up. And your light is now reaching far and wide. And you begin to donate the light of peace, the light of love, the light of courage, the light of hope, to the souls of the world, to your brothers and sisters around the globe. Creating a powerful atmosphere of peace, love, and harmony. Dispelling the darkness of fear, anxiety, stress, tension from the world. This is the time to be compassionate, to show your karuna, and to wear this crown of light that you can use to give light to the world. Remember, of light, a king, powerful king, a master, a self sovereign soul. Oh, Shakti.
Thank you. That was very powerful. I I think we're getting close to the end, and I was hoping that at least, if nothing else, what everyone can take is whenever they hear the word corona, on one hand they do translate into karuna or compassion for the world, just as our director of the Brahma Kumaris, Sister Mohini, who takes care of the Americas, has shared so beautifully, but also to see this as a crown for ourselves and see ourselves as the sovereigns, the emperors of all that we have acquired, yeah, all the thoughts, all the beliefs, the mind, yeah, and also the physical things that we have around us, and not allow ourselves to be subservient to things around us. They don't dictate us, we dictate all that we have acquired. We are the masters, we are the emperors. Yeah, and also what I liked about you sharing about this light, the halo, to see ourselves protected in the halo of positivity. But for that, we'll have to make the attempt, the effort to create that positivity within ourselves, so that this halo around us is the halo of positivity.
Yeah. So we are halo beings,
Halo.
right? Instead of human beings, if we start calling ourselves as halo beings,
So yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, halo
right?
beings.
We
Yeah,
are halo beings. So we will remember then that I have this halo of positive energy.
yeah. But we have to be careful, right? This could be halo of negative energy too.
Yeah,
If
so
we
that's,
keep,
and this is the reason why it is important to stay connected to that divine source of energy.
yeah,
Because as long as I'm connected to the divine source, my halo is always going to be pure and positive. The moment I disconnect from that source, then it is possible, highly possible, that my halo will be influenced by the negativity of the outside world.
and then it will no longer be protective.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the time for us to not just have the understanding for the self-care to protect ourselves from the negativity of the world, because clearly the negativity of the world will affect me if I'm not careful, and then I will end up becoming stressed, and stress is a known factor for decreasing immunity,
Yeah.
and we could get sick ourselves. But also now in this times of crisis, to create a halo that is so powerful, so strong, that it not only kind of covers us, but covers,
It acts like a blanket. It covers the whole earth.
yeah, all the people, all of
Yeah.
life, yeah, everybody. I'm sure. I know there are so many images on the internet of animals enjoying it. Yeah, when human beings are not out there going crazy, yeah, then animals are actually having a good time out there. But and I've heard that even slaughterhouses are being closed, and so on and so forth. A lot of things are happening, and so animals, poor animals, will have some good life, which we human beings have not allowed them to have. But for human beings too, who are in so much of crisis, we can create a positive halo around the entire.
And also at the same time, along with creating this positive halo, we talked about the king, right? So not just what we have acquired, but also our inner resources, that we all are rich with love, with peace,
Just like a king is so
happiness.
rich.
Just like king is so rich,
Yeah.
king has so many things, and
Yeah.
king is like, he opens the treasures for the subjects.
Yeah. As needed,
As
right?
yeah, so whatever they want, they can take. So I should be, in that capacity, that my reservoir is always full,
Yeah.
I am always full with love, with peace, with patience, with happiness. So that way, I will not only keep increasing my halo, but also I will
Give more.
myself feel contented, and I also become a source to help others as well.
Beautiful. Yeah. Wow.
So
Yeah.
that's why we need to remember our richness.
Yeah.
We are
I'm a rich
rich.
emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a powerful emperor. I'm a rich emperor. I can control everything. Yeah, we are control freaks anyways in the world out there,
Mm-hmm.
but not controlling the world out there, but really not allowing ourselves to be subservient of our own creation. We are
Mm-hmm.
not allowing that to stress
Yeah.
our inner resources or stress our own
Mm-hmm.
capacity. Yeah. And so that's very important in the halo.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful. I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate this conversation, and
Yeah.
I think
Thank you.
this is a little bit of time that we have. We can open it up
Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah.
comments and questions. Yeah, Vicky.
Um, always take so much away from everything we do. I can't recommend the introductory classes highly enough. They changed my life. I think they introduce you to a new way of looking at things. So definitely, if anybody's even thinking about, they should go ahead and do them. I loved it. I still go through those lessons. I've got a notebook full of them, and I go through them continuously to deepen my knowledge and my understanding. But I guess a lot of what I took away, there was so much, is that I'm gonna have a halo. It can be positive or negative, and that's up to me to make that decision. I definitely want it to be positive. I want to send that positive halo out to those who need it right now, starting with me
Yeah.
and then radiating outwards. But thank you very much.
Thank you, Vicky.